have been and remain a key part of our province for more than 400 years. I'd like to welcome council, staff, and media, who I guess are with us this evening. And I will also just pass along regrets from Councillor Dorrington and Councillor Fraser. With that, I'd like to ask for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor McDonald.
Seconded.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, we have an order to appear to consider an order to demolish at 166 Edward Street. Is there anyone here to speak to this matter? Is there anyone here to speak to this matter? Is there anyone here to speak to this matter? Okay, with that, we will need a motion.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the recommendations from our bylaw officer.
Moved by Councillor McDonald, seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Sean, for all of your work on that very much. Next, we're going to the approval of the consent agenda. I'll ask for approval of the minutes of the meetings, Council and Committee of the Whole, held on February 17th, 2026.
I so move.
Oh, right. And the proclamations.
I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The approval of the reports. The Committee of the Whole report.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the Committee of the Whole report.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. Are there any questions on that motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The finance report.
I'll move that we accept the finance report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering and Public Works report.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the Engineering and Public Works report as submitted.
I'll second that.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion?
Question. To the town engineer, I noticed that there is a revised schedule for the ramp in Ward 1. I'm very pleased to see that. Any comments about that? As the only question I would have, and perhaps it can be worked through staff member Michelle Ward's team with regard to the install date of July being a busy time when they do rentals and have summer camps and things like that there. So I would really encourage working together to find an optimal time during that. I know that the Ward 1 committee and the board there are anxious to get the ramp, but at the same time during the busy month of the summer, hopefully we can find an optimal time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Understood. It's not ideal to be installing it at the busy time in July, but it must be installed. So we'll ensure that we work together as departments.
Thank you, and thank you for your perseverance on this.
Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The solid waste report.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Worship. I move that we adopt the solid waste report as
By
circulated.
Deputy Mayor Peters.
Second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The police report.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the police report as submitted.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? Go ahead, Councillor.
Good evening. You're not the chief. Just a question through, and welcome to the meeting this evening. There was made mention in the report about the toxic drug supply. Is there any update on that and awareness with the public? I know that there was a memo that went out about the particular dangerous toxic chemical compounds that are being distributed in the area. Any update on that at all?
Not at this time. The chief hasn't shared the finalized report with me yet. So.
Okay. One other question is that we've had a sudden death in the community recorded recently, and I just wondered if there's any update that they can give. I've had several people inquire about the nature of the sudden death, and I haven't been able to pass any information along.
The matter still under investigation.
Thank you. I'll certainly pass that along.
Any further questions?
I have one question.
Go ahead, Councillor McDonald.
Thank you. Hello, Inspector Vanderman. I noticed in the report that there's a decline in the number of calls to Viola's Place this month, which I'd like to think is a good thing. However, given the comments that were made to me during our liaison meeting, wherein the executive director didn't want to call the police because of statistics, I'm just wondering if you guys have any concern that calls are not being made to the police department for that reason, or if you would have any way to track that.
We wouldn't have the ability to track that, but the recognition system deals with received calls for services or generated calls for service by our members.
Okay.
We are aware of those concerns, and we've engaged with our downtown resource officer to speak with the businesses and people she encounters and reinforce the importance of making calls to police when required.
Okay, perfect. And my next comment was just to say, I said it last month too, but I just commend Constable Heighton for the work that she's doing downtown. It's really commendable. She's boots to the ground, it seems, every day. And as a town councillor, I can say I definitely appreciate that. Yeah.
I'll pass that
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you. Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Community Development Report.
I'll move that we accept the community development report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? Councillor McKenna.
Thank you. Not so much a question as just a comment that what a lot of activities that there's been undertaking since, well, throughout the winter. I had planned to take in the glow in the dark walk on the Sampson Trail, and it looks like it was really well attended. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to, but it looked like a really, really great event. So hats off to your team and the work that they did to get people active during the winter months. Thank you again.
Any further questions?
I just wanted to add some kudos for community development's involvement. I know with Glasgow Square for the Flourish After Dark, it's really nice to see that that event is going to happen this year, especially given the provincial cutback. So it's nice to see that we are going to still be supporting the arts this year.
And I'll add to the glowing comments as well. I participated in the event on Friday at the Square, the Partnership for Progress. And it was exemplary, like it was a model for the rest of our communities to follow through. And I was talking to Michelle. There is an opportunity at the fall conference for success stories. And I think this would be the perfect example of how we engage effectively and meaningfully through the DEIA process. So thank you for that. Any further questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Business Development Officer report.
Your worship, I'll motion that we accept the Business Development Officer report.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
Second that.
seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The fire report and fire inspection report.
Yes, your worship. I move that we accept the fire report and fire inspection report as circulated.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion? Just want to say thank you. Of course, this would be in next month's report, but just recently, Councillor McDonald attended the banquet and on behalf of the town, passed along our appreciation for all that they do. So thank you for that.
It was my pleasure.
Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The building report,
I'll move that we accept the building report as circulated.
moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And the information technology, there is no report, sorry. And finally, the human resources and corporate communications report,
I move that we accept the report as circulated.
moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you to all staff for the robust reports.
Mhm.
On to a notice of motion, a tax exemption for fiscal 26-27.
Yes, your worship, I'll motion that, I'll read the motion. Notice of motion to adopt policy tax exemption. I hereby give notice that at the meeting to be held on Monday, April 20th, 2026, council intends to pass a motion to adopt policy pursuant to section 69 of the Municipal Government Act, that a property tax exemption in the maximum amount of $414 for the tax year 2026-2027 be granted to a person whose property is assessed as taxable property in the town of Glasgow and is occupied by that person as his or her principal residence, and whose total income for the calendar year 2025 from all sources, including the income of a spouse or partner and other family members residing at the same property, but excluding any allowance or pension pursuant to the War Veterans Allowance Act, is equal or less than $24,855.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor McKenna. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Under new business, we have our accounts.
Yes, your worship, I'll motion that we pay the accounts for the date February 5th to March 11th, 2026.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Peters. We'll just take a couple of minutes before we go to committee of the whole. with our committee of the whole meeting, I'd like to ask for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
And I'd like to make an addition, or I'll make the addition. We're going to add to committee reports D, memo regarding Riverview Home. So with that addition, all in favor, signify. Do we get a seconder?
Yep.
Joe?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, thanks. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Matters for senior staff. Our first recommendation is to formally approve the recommendation report and priorities outlined for the provincial cost-shared paving program related to municipally owned trunks and routes.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have a recommendation for the water treatment plant supervisor. The recommendation is a motion for sole source approval toward tender Town of New Glasgow 26 Public Works 003 Rotork actuators to Mobile Valve Source Atlantic, the original supplier, in the amount of $88,145.65 plus HST for a net of $91,547 to ensure the new actuators are fully compatible and interchangeable with existing infrastructure.
Yes, Your Worship, I move that motion.
I should have made you read it.
I thought I'd do the abbreviated version.
Moved by Councillor McKenna,
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. All in favor? Oh, any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have the recommendation from the Director of Corporate Services on the property tax exemption. Council is to authorize a property tax exemption for 26-27 taxation year in the minimum of $414 to be approved for this exemption. The following conditions must be met. The property is assessed as taxable in the town of New Glasgow. The property must be occupied by that person as his or her principal residence. The total income for the calendar year 2025 from all sources, including the income of a spouse or partner and other family members residing at the same property, but excluding an allowance or pension paid pursuant to the War Veterans Allowance Act, is equal or less than $24,855.
I move that we go forward with this recommendation.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion?
Just to ensure accuracy, I think I wouldn't have wanted to read it, but just to ensure accuracy, I think you said a minimum of $414, and I believe it's a maximum of $414.
Oh, yes. Thank you
Not sure
very
that
much
makes a
for that
difference,
correction. Yes, maximum. Do we take the vote? All you have to do is interrupt me and I lose my train of thought. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks. Next, we have a recommendation from the Director of Community Development, award for the RFP for Viola's Way Interpretive Design. There's a motion to approve the reward of Town of New Glasgow 26 CD 001 RFP Viola's Way Interpretive Design to the Consortium of Narrative Environments Studio and Dwayne Jones with the highest qualified evaluation score in the amount of $49,000 plus HST for the interpretive media and preliminary content outlines, production files, detailed site location plan, material, fabrication specs of the project.
I move that motion, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor McKenna,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any question on the motion?
Just to comment, Your Worship,
Sure.
that I happen to do a lot of reading into the individual that Dwayne Jones and his background, his experience, and I must say that was an excellent choice made for this. He has a tremendous background in this area, and lots of qualifications that would back up the choice.
Thank you for that. Any further questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a memo from the police chief on the Nova Scotia drug toxicity trends and implications for community safety. A motion to receive.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald, seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? Go ahead.
Yes, Your Worship, just a comment that it was surprising to me that the trends for toxicity are lowering across the country, but not in Nova Scotia. They are actually increasing. So that is very concerning.
Very, I agree. Speaks to also the need for the work that we approved at the last meeting for the testing at our Environmental Control Center. Any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a recommendation from the Environment and Sustainability Lead, GMF application for Urban Forest Management Plan. The recommendation is to approve the submission of an application to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Green Municipal Fund for funding to support the development of an urban forest management plan. To confirm the town of New Glasgow's commitment to work with the AIM network in the development of the plan. To confirm the town's commitment to provide the required municipal cash and in-kind contributions, including a cash contribution of $7,000 to support project delivery, and to confirm that the Urban Forest Management Plan will incorporate sustainability principles, including climate adaptation, biodiversity, and equity considerations with measurable goals and targets, and confirm that the Urban Forest Management Plan will include an implementation framework to guide actionable outcomes and inform future municipal decision-making, asset management practices, and capital planning.
I move that we adopt this recommendation.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on this motion? Just want to comment on what a great package you put together on that, and really looking forward to the opportunity to have this work done. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. With that, we move to unfinished business. Remo standards update.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Viola's Place Society Liaison Draft. Terms of reference.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? I'm just trying to decide if we need to
Have a motion to accept.
make a decision on the terms of reference provided. There have been some edits made, adjusted, yeah, suggested. Okay, suggested.
I move that we make a motion to accept these amendments to the terms of reference.
Okay, moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that. And there's a memo on the Monroe Avenue traffic data that was compiled by our police department.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion?
Just a comment. I just wanted to say thank you for having that completed so quickly. I just requested it last month, so I'm glad to see that it's here now, and I'll pass it along to the citizens. I did have an update from some of the citizens on Monroe Avenue who said that the mail carriers are now only carrying mail on one side of the road not on the other. And they did confirm that it was speed. So I'll pass this along to them, and hopefully that we'll get them somewhere with Canada Post.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you for that. Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Committee reports. We have committees of council update.
Motion to receive?
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? I would just like to encourage council members for vacancies, certainly in their wards, to reach out to people that you think may be interested. It would be great to get them filled, for sure. And you'll also make note of the new Ward 2 representative for the New Glasgow Police Department. So, all in favor?
I would actually suggest that Councillor Deputy Mayor Peters take that role when we look at the council assignment. Because Councillor Fraser's retired, he had a lot of the day meetings, but these are evening meetings, and I believe Deputy Mayor Peters would be able to accommodate them.
I accept.
Let's do a motion and have it done.
Okay. It would have to be somebody other than
So moved.
I'll second it.
moved by Councillor Jim McKenna, seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And welcome, Dawn. Great committee. There's a memo on the Special Mayors and Warden Committee from the special, there's a special memo. There's a memo on the special meeting of the Mayors and Warden Committee.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Jim McKenna,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. The next memo is on the Relocation and Redesign Committee update.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Riverview Home Corporation, Councillor McKenna.
Thank you, Your Worship. As Council knows, that I am happy and proud to serve on the board of the Riverview Home Corporation. And we have been, since I have been on the board, we have been trying to overcome and deal with the task of the remedy report, which was a decision to have facilities like Riverview close, and individuals that are housed at Riverview placed into the community. And Riverview Board has been diligent in purchasing homes and preparing to meet the court order, but not without its challenges. And just to provide you, we met on Wednesday, February 25th at the River Run Cafe, and again we met today, March 23rd, to have our regular monthly board meeting. As the remedy deadline approaches, we at Riverview remain concerned about the lack of appropriate community-based housing in Pictou County for those persons presently supported by the Riverview Adult Residential Center in Riverton. Many of these residents have complex needs that will have to be met while living in the community. Although we continue to consider the acquisition of buy or building homes to ensure the safety and completeness of support for those residents of the Adult Residential Center who might choose Riverview as their service provider, we are experiencing a lack of commitment by the Department of Opportunities and Social Development in this regard. To this point, the Department of Opportunities and Social Development has refused to allow Riverview to use its surplus funds to invest in housing options for current and/or future clients. Instead, the Department of Opportunities and Social Development has chosen to cut the funding of the Adult Residential Center until all surpluses are depleted As a not-for-profit municipal corporation, Riverview remains committed to the efficient and effective use of all funds to provide opportunities for the people we support to realize their fullest potential within their homes and communities. In the meantime, we have been informed by the Department of Opportunities and Social Development that support plans required to transition residents from the adult residential center to community housing will move more quickly over the next few months. Riverview awaits final confirmation from the Department of Opportunities and Social Development that we will be approved as a service provider under the individualized funding model of support for persons with disabilities. Thank you. Is there any questions?
I'd just like to ask one. How many residents are presently at the Riverview home?
There are, I believe, 61 is the current census that
61?
that are in the Riverview home and in apartments and homes in the community.
If they're in an apartment and home, do they have to be relocated?
No. If they're in the buildings on the campus, they have to be relocated.
Yes, okay.
The remedy report requires individuals of no more than 3 individuals live in the community per apartment or dwelling or whatever that may be. And so we are moving to try to meet that.
Right.
And we've had a lot of pushback on that. The largest single concern we have is perhaps going to be the hardest difficult group, the people with high medical needs.
Right.
We had plans to build medical homes that would house individuals and hopefully not leave it until the end of the time when the fear is that these individuals might have to go into hospital beds or nursing homes and which would not be optimum for these individuals or their needs or their families. And so we have been attempting to work out front on this to have the plans in place, and we've been thwarted by the department, who said, slow down. We don't want you to build these right now. We'll be in touch if that's what the individuals want and the families want. And the families have told us that, but it's been a trying time as my report reads. And this is a report that was formulated by the chair, Jim Ryan, and that we're trying to present a consistent message to all councils as to the difficulties we're encountering as a board. So
if you said there's 61, you're looking at 20 homes that would.
Some of the individuals are in homes in the community now.
Oh, okay.
And we
so
had,
that there's not 61 people, residents left.
No,
Do you have any idea how many?
I don't have that right in front of me, and I apologize for that. I can certainly get that to you. And we purchased several homes that right now are sitting vacant because we haven't had an approval from the department to move people out into these homes. We purchased a home on Church Street in Westville, and we purchased a home on Norma Street in Glasgow. And those homes are sitting vacant because we have not had permission from the Department of Opportunities and Social Development to put people into these homes.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Deputy Mayor Peters.
Sorry, he answered the question.
Oh,
Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that report. Next, we'll move on to under new business. We have a memo regarding the Bill 186, the Fire Protection Services Act.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. We have a request from Creative Pictou County, and the recommendation is to refer the attached funding request for council's consideration to our budget deliberations for fiscal 26-27.
So moved, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We have a request for funding support to Pictou County Pride. Recommendation is to refer the funding request for council's consideration to our budget deliberations for fiscal 26-27.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We have motion carried. We have a funding request from the Pictou County Volunteer Ground Search and Rescue. The recommendation is to refer the attached funding request of $1,500 for council's consideration to our budget deliberations for fiscal 26-27.
I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We have a request from the Nova Scotia Military Veterans Group. The recommendation is to refer the funding request of $1,000 for council's consideration to our budget deliberations for fiscal 26-27.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried. We have a grant request from Karma. Recommendation is to refer the funding request for council consideration to our budget deliberations fiscal 26-27.
I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
Second that.
seconded by Councillor McKenna. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We have a request from the Riverview Home Volunteer Association. The recommendation is to refer the request for council's consideration during the grant discussion of budget deliberations for fiscal 26-27.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We have a grant request from St. Andrew's Society of Pictou County, the Festival Tartan sponsorship. Recommendation is to refer the funding request for council's consideration to our budget for 26-27.
So moved.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters.
Oh,
Or was it you?
It was
Yep.
By,
I'll second it.
okay, moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next in our package, we have a letter from Pearl, the Library Provincial Budget Impacts,
Motion to receive.
moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried. We have also a letter from the library for the operating budget for fiscal 26-27.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We have a letter. Oops. A memo from regarding the Nova Scotia Growth and Development. Oh, just a second. I lost my place. What? Yeah, I must have just missed it here. Oh, okay. We have a letter from Nova Scotia Growth and Development concerning the REN funding.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
We'll second that.
second by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a letter from the Cultural Federation of Nova Scotia.
Motion to receive.
It's regarding budget cuts. Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any question on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a memo on the Nova Scotia provincial budget cuts.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We also have a letter from the municipality of the County of Antigonish on a letter regarding Antigonish Coalition to End Poverty.
Motion to receive.
Moved by
I'll
Councillor
second that.
Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any question on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We also have a letter from the town of Digby regarding the Antigonish Coalition to End Poverty, a support letter.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Councillor McKenna,
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have received a letter from the Pictou County Historical Society, in particular regarding the Carmichael Stewart House Museum concerning budget cuts.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next, we have a memo regarding a petition for private way. It is a recommendation that council receive the petition dated March 3rd, 2026, regarding the laying out of a private way at 211 North Avenue, and direct staff to obtain a legal review and provide a follow-up briefing to council.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have received a letter from Jake Chisholm regarding museum funding cuts.
Motion to receive, Your Worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion?
Not so much on this particular motion, but all of the motions that we've just received or spoke about. Certainly the provincial government's funding cuts are going to filter on down, and there's going to be more requests. Certainly, I don't believe we understand quite where we are yet, but when it does come to budget discussions, I think the picture will become a lot clearer. So definitely there are going to be some organizations that are in some harder times than they were. So
I think New
Thank you for that.
Glasgow's in a bit of a different situation because many of the organizations, as highlighted, aren't reliant on a lot of provincial funding within New Glasgow. Certainly the Carmichael Stewart House is one of them.
Yeah.
Glasgow Square is 100% funded from municipal dollars. There are many communities that have cultural assets that aren't supported by their municipality to the tune that New Glasgow does. So I think we're in a bit of a different situation.
yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Any further comments, questions? All in favor? All in
Yep.
favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that, everyone. That was a lot of reading. A motion to move in camera.
So moved.